Hi guys, Frenchy here for the Grown Up Total. Today we are going to begin a series about the restoration of the Honda Deauville NT650V. It's a 2005 and I hope to do two things with that video. First off, show you how I do it because it's my first project, so I'm going to document that and see a little bit all the tips and tricks that I use, how I find results online, and the sort of tools and results that I have. And the second thing I hope to achieve is to demonstrate that you can absolutely have a bike that is technically as good as new for under £1,000. And in that case, we are speaking about a medium tourer, which is my winter hack, because as you know, I've got the Bandit, and in the winter the Bandit is not really great. A tourer with fairings and some protection and a windscreen and everything is going to be much easier. Let's go for that. Okay, so when you want to choose a bike, the first thing is you're going to go and look what is on the market, and typically you will go on the marketplace or things like that and find like this XG6, the Suzuki RF, Triumph Tiger for two and something round, another Bandit for 700 quid. You're going to try and find a bike that suits your project. You want a bike that is in your style, in your budget. It has to be cheap. It has hopefully the ability to run and ride. For instance, that Versys was something I would have considered. The only thing with this one is the frame looked to be extremely rusty, so that can be a problem with the structural integrity of the frame. Is not great. You probably don't want to do that. So I eventually decided for this specific Deauville. The Deauville I had for 700 quid, 750 quid delivered, as you can see. What sort of bike is it, for those who don't know? Well, it's a tourer, clearly. It's a V-twin on carbs. And I chose that bike so that my wife, that you see here, can actually use it as a commuter. She's about to take a license, a big boy license, well, a big girl license, and she will use it as a commuter through the winter. My wife, being a woman, she wants the bike to be pretty, and the bike is currently absolutely battered. It is mechanically sound, but it is absolutely battered. There's no way around it. So I began to take it apart. We first had a proper proper ride on it to make sure everything was working more or less okay. I took it completely apart, and this is where we stand. Okay, so this is a very sorry Honda Deauville. I've taken all the fairings out. The fairings are just there. What happened is, I'm gonna show you. So when I looked into the oil there, it was well above the maximum level for the oil. Because of that, the oil was sucked in the breather into the rocker cover and then began to seep everywhere. So that was dripping oil down to here. So what I did is, first off, I took off the excess oil. I drained the excess oil. There was 1.5 liters excess. That bike should take 3 liters. It was well over 4 liters in it. What I think happened is they topped up the oil while the bike was on the side stand, and with the the little lid completely screwed in while it should just rest and while the bike is vertical. So that was absolutely dripping with oil. And then they realized there was an oil leak, and because the bike has 75,000, it says 51 here, but that has been changed. Because the bike has 75,000 miles, they thought that the engine was going, which it is not. The engine is as solid as it gets, but all the oil, the excess oil, actually... Okay, I'm gonna stop here just for a second. What happened actually is, as the oil went on the top of the engine, it absolutely drenched the air filter. The air box was completely filled with oil. There was like a solid glass of oil in it. And the air filter was completely knackered and soaked with oil. So the problem is I can't put the engine back in service together right now, because I am waiting for the delivery of the air filter, which is why, as you will see, I will begin right now doing the fairings and everything. It's not really the most logical thing. You want to have all mechanically okay before you begin to do what is cosmetic. But in that case, I don't really have an option, because I'm just waiting for the delivery of parts. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I've tried to clear most of the oil that I could. I've taken everything off. I'm going to try and clean as much as I can. I'm going to redo the fairings as well. That's why it's gone there. I've treated every spot of rust with rust converter. There is quite a little bit on top of the drive shaft, because that bike is a drive shaft, not a chain. And I will clean everything, try and renew a little bit the fairings, re-blacken the plastics, reassemble everything, and then do a full service. The thing with the service on that bike is, well, the oil is pretty straightforward. The air filter is a specific air filter. There's no substitute for that. And the real problem is, this is a V-twin that has two spark plug per engine. So you can see you've got one here, one there for the rear cylinder, and the other one is on this side here. But you also have one right down here, and that is pretty much not reachable at all unless you take all the plating off and everything, which is really a pain. So I'm going to do that while the fairings are out and I've got a little bit more access, because it might prove a little bit tricky. And the other thing is, the candle at the front is absolutely pathetic, so I've ordered and received a new bulb, a much better performing bulb, because it is all the way up there. I don't know if you can see, guys, but all the way up there. And when the fairings are on, it is just not possible to access it. It's, unless you've got magic fingers, it's just not possible. The very first thing I did is actually changing that screen. That's a new one, because the old one was just absolutely awful, yellow, opaque, not usable. So that is the Honda Deauville NT650V from 2006, 75 miles. Right now a little bit sorry for herself, but we will see a bit later how that goes, and who knows, you might be surprised. So what we're gonna do now is fix those very bad scratches. Look at that. That is what happened when it fell, obviously. So the first thing is very basic, powerful degreasant, a brush, and I cleaned it inside out, and we are going to fix those and those. This is how I go about it. I felt it was like really sound, really solid. Unfortunately, it's completely battered, and as it is for my wife, partly because she's about to take her big girl license, the A license in the UK, I decided to do it up completely. If it had been just for me, I would have just serviced it and used it. My wife, being a woman, she really wants the bike to be pretty. Can't blame her for that, I guess. So she will use it as a commuter during winter, so I have to do the bike up completely. Like, it has to look sort of okay. Okay guys, that's about it for today. There is a lot of work needed on that bike. Valve clearance, service, brakes, a lot of painting, obviously test compression, sync the carbs, those sort of things, so to make it really nice and reliable so that it is a solid winter hack for winter. I will do my best to keep you updated and make videos for all those things, because I think it might be of interest to someone who is starting his first project or her first project as well. That's gonna require a lot of vroom juice, I can tell you that much. Especially because, don't forget, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just learning as I go. It's basically a hobby, and I am a tinkerer, like most of you, I would assume. So next time we will see how things are progressing. I will also make a specific video, not in the series of the Deauville restoration, but I will make a specific video about what it entails to go from zero to owning a full license and a bike when you are this sort of age, because it's a little bit different than when you are a teenager. Let me tell you that much. It's an experience, but it's also a good experience. What does it take to get your full license and a bike at 52 when you've never been on two wheels before? It's an interesting thing. And yeah, that's about it. So remember, first off, you know the drill, like and subscribe, that would be cool. Second, most importantly, remember that on the road, behave like grown-ups. Stay safe. See you soon.